Is it just me, or do you also think of a lot of dessert before coming to a cafe? Hi everyone and welcome to SugarSpiceNice. My name is Shweta and in this video I'm taking you with me to the bread bar. I'm here at Chembur and this is a newish cafe here, so I thought of exploring it. It's actually a cafe come a bakery started by Chef Rachi, and she was more than happy for me to come here and try out some food and share it with all of you guys. So let's go inside and try out all of their amazing stuff. So this is like the outside cafe area. So this is 25% cafe and 75% kitchen. You don't see a lot of open kitchens in cafes and bakeries here in Mumbai, so this is a pretty new concept for me. First thing that I'm starting here with is platter of sourdough crackers. I have an entire platter to myself, so I'm really happy since I'm very hungry. They're made with the leftover bits while making a sourdough bread. I'll tell you more about that in just a bit because right now I really want to eat it. And they have 4 different dips with it. The first one is something called pepper jam. I don't know if it's going to be sweet or it's going to be savory. Let's just try it. These crisps are really crispy. Like, I don't remember the last time I had something which was so herbed and just so beautiful in flavor. And the pepper jam is it's not sweet, okay? So I was thinking that it's going to be a jam because as a layperson I associate jam with something sweet, but it's not. It's made of bell pepper, it's got a few herbs in. It's just a very delightful thing to dip your sandwich or even these crisps in. If you enjoy the flavor of bell peppers, the rawness from them, the slight hint of sweetness from them, then you're really going to enjoy this. I love bell pepper, capsicum in like any form, so I'm really enjoying this. Then we have a herbed cheesy dip. It's super creamy. Next I'm trying their hummus. I can see all of that olive oil and it's got a lovely flavor. It's not over garlicky, although I have to say I really enjoy the flavor of garlic in hummus. Then we have a basil pesto, and they tell me that this pesto is vegan friendly with nuts. It doesn't have any dairy, and of course there's basil, olive oil, garlic, I guess. So there's like a slight hot aftertaste from the pesto, and it's actually because of pepper and a little bit of the hotness from the garlic, but it's yum. The next thing that I've ordered is a bread bar special melt. This is a sourdough based sandwich. It's got that nice pepper jam which I really enjoyed inside, and of course a lot of melting cheese. So you know what I love to do with warm cheese, right? Alright, first bite of this yummy looking thing. This is so cheesy. The flavor of that pepper jam has been like kind of toned down with the cheese, but what I'm living for is the texture of the bread. It's not got like that crispy outer edge like a regular slice of bread, but it's kind of absorbed in all of the butter. It's moist, it's just beautiful. So to be honest, this sandwich completely justifies the name, the bread bar special melt. You can see the melted cheese oozing out. Sado is something that is becoming increasingly popular. I'm going to have our expert chef Raji, who owns this cafe, tell you.
A Sado is a naturally leavened bread which is made by fermenting the leaven for at least 7 days. So it has a naturally occurring yeast in it, or I could say bacteria, which is called lactobacillus. It also occurs in yogurt. It's good for your stomach. Actually a chewy bread which is aerated on the inside. So I would highly recommend toasting it and slathering it with butter, or you can also make some grilled cheese sandwiches.
The next thing that we have here is a Ratatouille focaccia. So essentially the base is focaccia bread and it's topped with marinara sauce, zucchini and a few microgreens, and of course a cheese. Alright, it's time to start digging into this. Focaccia itself is feeling gorgeous. The base is crisp and inside it's a little bit between soft and moist. I don't know what's like the right word for it. It's not too cheesy, like I was scared that it might take away from the flavor of the focaccia itself, but this is feeling wow. Next I'm trying the French baguette, but I'm trying it in the form of a sandwich. So this is the Caprese sandwich. It's got pesto, rocket leaves, sliced tomatoes and a bit of olive oil. It almost reminds me of a sub, but a way more healthier version at that. This is so fresh. Pesto is a very peculiar flavor. If you enjoy basil like a lot, then you're really going to enjoy this. And rocket leaves have that little bit of bitterness, which I personally love, and that going with like the freshness and the juiciness of tomatoes is just a different feeling. So in terms of texture, it is really crunchy, and it's been like very mildly toasted with a bit of cheese, but the main flavor in this Caprese sandwich is that of rocket leaves and pesto, and I kind of enjoy that. Next thing I'm trying is the milk bread. So this is what the bread looks like. I'm really excited to try it with this green pea hummus. So this hummus, they tell me, is made to order. Whenever you feel like having it, you call them a couple of hours before and they'll keep it ready for you. You can get like that fresh feeling from it. What I have to say is the generosity of olive oil on top. You can see the texture of the green pea hummus. It's creamy, it's got like a richness to it, and even the flavor is that good. I'm going to be trying one plain bite of the milk bread. Bread is like a Japanese style bread. I remember seeing it in Tokyo and it was like really fluffy. This one has been toasted, so the fluff has kind of come down. One bite and you know, like it's all about that butter. Generally I think milk bread has eggs, but this they make without eggs, and if there's one thing that I really recommend you to try, actually there are too many things that I recommend you to try, but definitely try the milk bread if you love like a good moist slice of bread. Now that I've tried all of the savories, it's time for the good stuff, the dessert. I'm literally trying everything that they have on offer today. This is apple pie, and I've actually read on Google reviews about people raving about their apple pie. I don't know the official terms, but I asked the chef and she said the lattice, because there's like this top part of an apple pie which is just so perfect and so gorgeous to look at. You almost don't feel like breaking it, but here we go. You know, the first flavor that hit me was that of cinnamon. Cinnamon in an apple pie means it's really good. It's like that slightly crumbly texture. It's actually not an overly sweet apple pie. This is perfect. Next thing I'm trying is the chocolate tart. Don't think it's a mini, but to be honest, it's quite a good size. I think I like this better than the apple pie, and you guys know I really enjoy the apple pie. So it is a dark chocolate tart. So it's actually got roasted almonds in, and if you're generally a chocolate lover, then I'd recommend you to try this because this is rich, intense and all things good. The next thing that I'm trying is the choux pastry, and you can see it's a really good size. I have two flavors here. One is the salted caramel and one is the chocolate hazelnut, and I'm going to be trying the salted caramel first. You can see there's like a custard filling inside. This is like soft, creamy goodness. So there was a time when I didn't really enjoy salted caramel, but now I do, and I think the combination of that and custard and like this really soft eclair is just, I'm all for it. So this one is filled with chocolate and hazelnut itself. It is creamy. It's not oozing out like the custard. So the filling in this is feeling like a lot more moussey in terms of texture, but I think I would say I like the caramel one way better. Now I'm having one of my favorite combinations ever, a hot chocolate and a butter croissant, and they've just warmed it up and it is just looking wow. So this is like a thick creamy hot chocolate. It's not that milky, and thank God for that because I don't like over milky hot chocolates. A cup of this on a beautiful afternoon and you are sorted. This is 55% dark chocolate. It's got no added sugar, so there's no white sugar or any other form of sweetener in it, and it's basically that mild sweetness from the dark chocolate. And this is only milk and chocolate, which is, to be honest, a bit hard for me to believe because normally they add so much of corn flour outside, but it doesn't have that typical corn floury taste. If you love an indulgent hot chocolate, then this is it. Okay, this is something that I'm doing on the chef's recommendation. It's a buttery croissant. I'm not one to mix or dip too much except for chai and biscuit, but this is the first time I'm dipping something in my hot chocolate, and actually this way I'm getting to show you guys how creamy it is. This is going to be a hot mess and probably like the last shot of this video, but this was so worth it. Butter croissant and hot chocolate has a whole new meaning for me. I'm going to end the video right here and enjoy the rest of it. But if you guys enjoyed this video, then make sure you give it a like, and I'm going to leave all of the details in the description box below along with your ordering links. Do check out the bread bar and share this video with all of your friends who love hot chocolate, croissant, breads and all of that good stuff. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.